Hello and welcome to another uMake tutorial. My name is Nico, and in this tutorial I am going to show you how to create the wristband to this watch. So in part 1 we created the main timepiece. In part 2 we created these little side elements which will interface with the wristband. And in this third tutorial we are going to make the wristband. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to go back to the front view here, and I am going to just simply draw a curve. Now, you can draw a curve in the shape of a wristband if you want. You may have uMake autocorrect it. If you don't want that one, you can tap undo once and it'll give you the initial curve. But if I select this curve, I'll probably have more control points than I want. If I tap edit, that's actually okay, that's not too bad. I can use it. But my general technique, and if I want to have full control over my curve, is I'll just draw a line like this, and then I'll select that, and I will add the points to my liking. Usually I will only need about 5 points for a wristband. I'm going to drag this point in, make sure that my snap tools are off, and drag it into kind of where it's going to interface, and just kind of draw something that looks like the shape of a wristband. Kind of a nice curve. Have it kind of overlap the center a little bit because it probably would. That's pretty good. And then for the other side, I'm going to do something very similar. So just draw a curve, edit this, and you can edit both of them together just to make sure that they kind of overlap and look good together. Alright, so now we have those two curves. If we orbit around, we'll see that those two curves exist in the center of the watch. We drew those on this plane here on the center, on a central plane. So now what we want to do is we want to actually make the wristband. Now we can select both of these curves and then just use a simple extrude on them. So we could go to extrude, tap two-way extrude, and just extrude out, and tap done. And now you have a single band. Now this would be one color or one material, so if I selected that, for example, and gave it a color, the whole band would be that one color. And that's fine. If you want to do something simple, go ahead. This is a great way to do that. Very easy. You can call the band done. However, if you want to do something with a little bit more complexity to it for the band, there is another way of doing it. It's still using extrude, but also using extrude in combination with the symmetry tool. So let's do that. I'm going to back up here. I'm going to select both of the curves. And now I'm going to come down and I'm going to turn on symmetry. I'm going to turn on the x-axis symmetry. You'll see that I get this dotted line going along the x-axis. And then I'm going to go back to extrude. And this time I don't need two-way on, because with symmetry on, it will extrude on both sides. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to extrude out one section. There's one portion there. I'm going to tap done, select the outer curves, and then do another extrude. And let's do that one more time. There we go. So now what we have is something that looks a little bit more complex. But the cool part about this is that we can have a little bit more fun with the coloring of the material. So I have this kind of red material here. Let's say I want this to be kind of a dark gray. I want these to be a kind of vibrant red. And I want this to be white. Now we can have something that is a little bit more complex in its design, has more colors, more colorful, and a little bit more fun to play with. And you can change the colors to the same ones very easily simply by using the past colors. So the color history, so I had the white, so I'm just going to tap white, select this section, go to that vibrant red we did, and then select this section and go to that gray that we created. And now your wristband is done. So just like that, using the Extrude tool with symmetry or two-way extrusion, we now have a wristband that looks pretty good. It's pretty fun, and you can add multiple colors to it, kind of create it as you want. And lastly, if you turn symmetry off, since each of these are their own individual surfaces, you can treat them as individual colors. So if you want to do kind of a rainbow shape or something, or sorry, rainbow color scheme, you can do that. All right, so that's it for this tutorial on how to create the wristband for your watch design. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback for us, feel free to let us know on our YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook pages. We always love to see what you're creating, and we'd love to hear from you. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.